Hi, this is Alyce-Kay Ruckelshaus of Threshold of Hineni. And if you've read any of my Isaiah Cadre novels, then you will know the significance of this mug. The first two are set at Westmont College, and the whole series is about a group of students from Westmont, and it will follow them through the rest of their lives. So I graduated from Westmont, and it's a very special place to me. Okay, so we are talking about the pages in my spiritual journey. It's a journal that I've put together and am sharing with you. And so I'm going through in each of these videos, I'm going through a couple of pages and just telling you about ideas for how you can use those pages, telling you what I intended in my use of them, and some of the ideas that I have for them. And I would love it if you share with me any ideas that you have for using them differently. So in this video, we're looking at these two pages, serving and ways others have poured into me. So serving, my intention with that is to write down ideas I have for serving people, because I don't really at this point have a central place for writing down those ideas. If you saw my desk, it's got tons of stacks of post-it notes and stuff of ideas. And so I want to I look at this journal as sort of my command center. and and so this is where I can write down some of those ideas, and as I'm planning the next month, I can look at those ideas from previous months and determine whether or not I can use some of those ideas and pray about it and see what God has for me to do. Another way that you could use it is to write down ways that you've served people. I enjoy going back and looking through my previous journals, and I think it's really an important thing to do, to go back and read your previous journals, because you'll be reminded of lessons that you learned that maybe you've forgotten, and and you'll be reminded of things that God did for you that will grow your faith reading them again. But one of the things I also enjoy reading is different ways that God led me to serve people, and sometimes I go, oh, wow, I haven't done that for a long time. And God will just bring to mind somebody that I should serve in that way. And so he uses it as kind of a springboard. Maybe he even had me go back and look at it at that particular time because he wanted to show me that idea. I'm sure that there are lots of other ways that you could use that page, and so I would love to hear your ideas as well. I really believe that when I prayed about this and asked God what to put on these pages, even though at the time I was kind of doing it for myself, I had an idea in the back of my head that I wanted to do a journal uh, kind of planner for the year um, for for people, but I hadn't gotten around to that, and I didn't think that I had time to do it before the end of the year. But I really needed something for myself, so I had prayed about what to put in it. And by the time that I finished it, I felt like God was saying, "This is something to share with other people." So I really believe that the things that He had me put in here are not just for me. And so I'm sharing with you my ideas for how I'm planning to use them, and those may change throughout the year, and in which case I'll share my ideas with you too. But I have a real strong suspicion that he will put other ideas onto other people's hearts, and you can really benefit people who are using these journals by sharing your ideas as well. So I'd really appreciate if you share those either in the comments or go to my website, which is thresholdofhineni.com. If you look over on the right, I'm on one of the pages from my website, and you can see the address up there at the top. You can contact me through my contact page, or you can also contact me on Facebook. Okay, so that's the serving page. Ways others have poured into me. So you might kind of look at that and go, well, isn't that the same as gratefulness? Well, in some ways it is, but it's a different emphasis. Gratefulness can be, I'm grateful for this person who did this thing for me, but it can also be general things like, oh, it was so nice to have a beautiful day today after it's been so foggy and cold, or, I'm grateful that I got to meet somebody in line at Walmart and we had just a great time talking, or something like that. And those things are really important. Those are things to notice. I think that with this whole journal, a lot of my intention with this is to give myself a tool and now give you a tool for being more observant. And taking note of things, not just letting life happen to us. One of my long philosophies of life, probably for at least 20 years, has been to try to live as intentionally as possible. In other words, I don't want to just have life happen to me. I want to be a very strong participant in my own life. And a lot of that involves being aware of what's happening. I think that so much of life we just don't, we're not really even aware, or we're vaguely aware and then we forget about it. And so one of the very, very strong reasons to keep a journal is because it helps you to become more aware of what's happening in your life, to write it down, and then to be able to remember that later with this tool of being able to go back and look at it. And so that's just really important. And so ways others have poured into me, this page is not just to acknowledge those things, but it's also to take those things seriously. When somebody does something for me, or when they teach me something, I want to value what they've done by getting the most out of it possible. When someone teaches me something, I want to make sure that I've really learned it, that I've thought about how I'm going to apply that to my life. When someone does something for me, I don't want it to be a waste of their time. I want to make sure that I appreciate that. Maybe it even involves writing them a thank you note. But my main appreciation for that is by making use of it, and by letting it benefit me the way that they wanted it to benefit me. So that's how I'm going to be using ways others have poured into me. Again, if you have any ideas, please let me know. I would really appreciate hearing your thoughts, and not only how you use them, but ways that you think of that they can be used, even if you don't use them that way yourself. So the more ideas that we can give people, the more they will benefit from this, and we can all serve each other in that way. Okay, well, thank you for listening. Remember to like the video, comment with any questions or ideas, and remember that next year's journal will be different. So if you have ideas of things that you want in there, or things that you want to work on, and it would be helpful to have a page in the journal for that, please let me know. Also, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and hit the little bell next to the subscribe button so that YouTube will let you know whenever I put out a video. And thanks again. Love you all, and goodbye.